Give me a little bit of patience here. Folks, I'm up on YouTube, I'm good to go, but I'm also trying to simultaneously stream on Rumble, and Rumble is wanting to fuck with me, so give me just a bit. If this doesn't work, I'll just do it straight to YouTube, but I'm trying to do a simultaneous stream here. For those of you who can hear me on YouTube, I know you shouldn't be able to see anything but this little motion background, but it is wanting to fuck with me. And I have streamed to Rumble before, granted it has been a while. Just trying to make sure it's not a settings issue. Valid coding. Great, we won't fuck with this too long. I just can't imagine what the problem would be because I have done it before and nothing's changed. Granted, it has been a while. But if all we can do is YouTube, it's going to be a shorter stream because the bulk of the stuff that I have to stream is going to be Rumble exclusive because YouTube won't like me playing it, even though the videos are up on YouTube. Let's see. Just checking some of the stuff. Big Mingus, what's going on, dude? Sorry this is being a pain in the ass. I actually did some test streams the other day and it was working fine, but now it's telling me failure to create stream. It's always nice. Stream on Kick, way more bass. Is Kick way more bass? I might actually have to look into that. Might have to look into that. YouTube is it's just not the spot. It ain't the spot, man. It's where all the eyeballs are, but it is not the spot to do anything even remotely controversial. And it's really funny because I'm really just like one step over the not allowed line. But if I'm going to build this YouTube channel up, I don't want to get banned, so I'm actually wearing a little bit of a mask here, as you'll see whenever I do go live. I don't know, it seems like it's going to be an asshole, but if it's an asshole, the problem is I'm not going to be able to play. I'll be able to play some of this stuff, but I won't be able to play a whole lot. You know what? Fuck it. I guess we'll just go ahead and go for it. Let me try one more thing here. Something went wrong. Yeah, I hate to keep you making. You can play music and use slurs. Yeah, I mean, I can do that on Rumble as well. I don't know if Rumble's going to be finicky. I've only ever streamed on Rumble once, I think, and this was a while back. I did do some test streams, like I said, the other day to make sure everything was working, but of course, it wants to fuck with me. Yeah, it keeps telling me something went wrong. Please try again later. So I don't know. Maybe we'll have to do what we have to do on this son of a bitch, and just do it. Let's see. Maybe try. Make sure I'm still live here on YouTube. Should be. Yes. 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 Still live on YouTube. Try again with Rumble like that. Yeah, okay. I'll just have to look a little further into this. But yeah. All right. I didn't know Rumble was cool with music. Yeah, it is. It's pretty cool with music. I didn't do a music stream. I did something else, but there's plenty of the bands and stuff on there. So hey, what's up, Nevermore? Yeah, we'll see just how back he actually is. Try to get this fucking thing running, man. But of course, Rumble wants to fuck with me. But if we have to do it just here on YouTube, some of the stuff I have lined up, I might not be able to play because it's not YouTube appropriate. Even though all the tracks here are hosted on YouTube. Let's get this thing going. Yes, you should. I was hoping if we did the Rumble thing, I wouldn't have to wear this mask for the algorithm's sake. But yeah, here we are, and it's kind of fucked me a little bit. I guess I should have anticipated such. But how is it going, fellas? We got Nevermore, Big Mingus, and Anya. That's a new one. I don't recognize that name. Yeah, set this up really quick. Do have shit lined up here that is YouTube friendly. Again, when I say YouTube friendly, what I mean to say here is all this stuff that I play on all these live streams is hosted on YouTube. But it's just, is YouTube gonna fuck you over when you try to play it? That's the real that's the real pickle we find ourselves in with YouTube, because as we have noticed from certain other guys that have hosted channels here, those channels tend to get removed or prohibited, demonetized instantly. Videos get removed without even getting a heads up, those sorts of things. So we don't want to build up a channel from scratch and just have all that happen again. So as silly as this feels talking to you in a mask, maybe I'll get used to it. But the idea here is to direct traffic more to Rumble, where you can say things you want, you can play things you want. Big Mingus did mention Kick, so if anyone else has some other alternatives I can look into to simultaneously stream and eventually kind of drop it off here, pick it up over there. I know Francisco at Joava has done some of that. He's done some streams. I think he's done what did he do? Twitch, and I think they're good with copyright, but I just don't think anything that delves out of the politically correct world is going to go well over there. And I actually wasn't thinking about Kick at all, because I thought people got banned from Kick all the time. But again, like I'm not like a wild guy that goes like crazy over the line or anything. I think I'm just literally like one step over what is permissible. And we don't want to just build up another channel and fucking lose it. But enough of my yapping. I do have tracks we can play. In fact, maybe a lot, not all of this, I'll be able to play. And yeah, I had the YouTube friendly stuff lined up first. But we'll go ahead and hop right into it. Great to see everybody. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying not to kill you guys with the sound of the glass, my drink clinking and stuff. Yeah, I was talking about Peste Noir after the big oomph. Yeah, it's another thing you can't really tell if I'm talking, but if I'm doing like this, then you'll know that I'm talking. I'm really animated with my hands on live streams. But yeah, the question was about Peste Noir. I was saying, like, for me, it's a band that I respect that I never really got into. I was saying, though, that of the bands that I'm in, I have a bandmate that is like a real big fan of them, and I don't want to say any names because I don't want to throw anybody under the bus or whatever the fuck, because people get about some of these bands. But yeah, I've listened to the most stuff I've listened to is some of the real early stuff. It's just for me, I'm like, I don't know, there's something about like I try to think what it is that really like hooks me into bands. And for me it's usually based around some kind of like riff or aesthetic. Um but obviously it's a well respected band. It's a band that I do like, but it's just, you know, it's like when people talk to me about some of the early black metal stuff from Norway, and I'm like, it's good. It's just there's a lot of other stuff that I like a hell of a lot more. So, anyways, more fucking heavy shit. See, I've got a lot of war themed stuff lined up here, and some of the quote unquote, some what might call some of these bands, they might be a little bit on the sketchy side, like just a little bit, you know. But I'm looking through the playlist over here, and there's stuff I definitely want to play. Some of this I'm definitely not going to be able to play. Maybe some bands you guys might not know, but if you've listened to some of the live streams the former channel used to do, then you'll be familiar with some of these bands. So check out. Next up here we got Atomic fucking Goat Crime. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, man. Every goddamn time, man. Like, I'll listen to stuff, you get in those moods for like certain types of music. But once you get into like that war metal move, man, especially like if you're like prime, like if it's like fucking chest and arm day or something, dude, you put on some shit like that and just blast the ever loving fuck out of it. It's just, dude, such a fucking boost of testosterone, man. Anyone know any good colonial empire themed bands? Hmm. I guarantee you there are some. Damn. Colonial empire themed bands. I'm trying to think. I guarantee you there are some. I'm sure there's definitely some NS bands that do some shit like that. But yeah, Nevermore. Are you going to Destroying Texas Fest this year? I know it's a little bit hit and miss because that's the same day as the Dead by Dog show. So I know like Caveman Cult, Weregoat, Abysmal Lord, Vengeance Horde. That's going to be cool. Vengeance Horde going to be there. Uh, Disma is headlining. I know, but it's like I don't know if it's the same day, but it's like the same weekend as Dead by Dog. So I don't know how that might affect some of the turnout, but anyways, yeah, that would be a great one to see live, dude. Atomic Goat Crime, Antichrist Siege Machine, like all that together on one bill would be pretty intense, man. I'm looking forward to, I think, kind of the most. Caveman Cult's really cool, but Vengeance Horde, seeing them live is, I think, going to be really cool. Oh, he says not this year. It's understandable though, man. I'm assuming you're going to Dead by Dog. That's a great lineup over there. If it wasn't, halfway across the country, I would go. Obviously, the Morton Red guys are going to be playing over there, and they're always a fucking blast live. I'm sure if you watch Revik's stuff, they did that house party a couple of weekends ago, and that was a blast, man. Those guys are always a good time, man. All these fucking maniacs just show up and killer lineup for Destroying Texas. Yeah, dude. Really, really looking forward to that. I wish I could go to Ohio for the other stuff, but it's just too far, too costly. Just it's too much time I'd have to take away. But yeah, that, and I'm seeing some of the flyers my band keeps posting in our band group chat and stuff. Some of this shit, some of these awesome shows that are playing around like Chicago and stuff. Mr. Metalhead Warrior New York. I don't know who that is. I don't know what you're talking about, sir. That guy got yeeted off of YouTube. I don't know who that is. I'm a different guy. I'm a totally different guy. That other guy, he didn't wear a mask. I put some misanthropic war on today during my workout to add a few extra inches to my arms. Dude, that album is great. Like the EPs are good, but that misanthropic war, was it Utter Human Annihilation? Isn't that the name of it? The one, it's literally almost like the same song like 10 or 12 times, however many tracks are on there. But it's so fucking intense, dude. It is just like who needs pre-workout when you got war metal, man? Fuck yeah. I did I add any? I looked at some. I don't know if I added any Misanthropic War. I was listening to the EP earlier. He says yes. That album's so fucking good, man. Tell you something else that's good. I just, I've uploaded on this channel some old shorts that I've done, and I mentioned the band MG08. The dude Tom that runs it, stellar guy. He hit me up. He sent me, dude. I have posters up on the wall that he sent. He's sent me patches. I bought that Belt Fed, the compilation that he's done. He does everything in house over there, and it's just, to me, fucking like stellar war themed black metal, man. It's really fucking awesome. So I got a track here. One of them that I really like that's up here. Yeah, you can check out his page, man. It's a fantastic fucking band he has over there. This track is called Stuka. Fuck yeah, man. Stellar guy, that Tom, dude from MGO8. I've like that cover there. Like I'm looking at the poster right here. That dude's total fucking Chad, man. Sent me that shit over. Sent me a couple of posters, the patches. Just awesome guy. You can buy like the band shirts and shit. And I actually like. I think maybe in the future doing that with Iron Casket. Doing like, oh fuck, what was that website? But you can like you can get the same image, but you can like customize the shirt. Like I've gotten really into tank tops. I don't know if it's just like a Texas heat thing, but I've gotten really into tank tops. Obviously, I don't like sleeves anyways, but yeah, I want to get me an MG08 fucking tank. I've already got the shirt and all kinds of cool designs and shit. It's awesome. Scott Lane, what's going on, dude? I recognize that name. I listened to this band because of that short. Yeah, hey man, check them out if you like that sort of shit. Somebody was asking me like how I would describe that sound. I was like, it's like a little bit of Commandant, a little bit of Marduk. It's that kind of like meat and potatoes black metal, but it's got like that constant fucking that cool blast, man. It's something I'm pretty sure he uses a drum machine, and I don't shit on that at all, man. I actually yeah, I was talking to I was talking to some of the guys in the band about that. There's something about drum machines that I just in metal that makes it sound like so crass and like fuck off. That's it just has like an extra layer of appeal to it for me. I don't get me wrong, I completely respect real drummers, especially the guys that blast like crazy. You know, if you listen to like Infernal War or Thunderbolt or even Marduk, and you listen to guys that play like that, dude, it's insane how talented these guys are. But I guess because like when I first got into extreme metal, one of the first bands I ever got into was 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 fucking Mortician, man. And there's something about that drum machine sound that just fucking I don't know, it stuck with me. I was like, this sounds so don't give a shit. That is fucking awesome. See, oh yeah, the Reddit post. I actually got asked about that the other day. That old like fucking Reddit thing. Yeah, I gotta every once in a while somebody brings that up, and I checked it out, and it was like nobody's commented on it in like 9 months or something. But it's basically just crybabies on the fucking internet. Oh, he called us names because we don't like his music. Like, dude, I don't give a shit if you don't like the music. I just to me what's fucking wild is there's so much shit that I don't like. There's so much shit that I just completely don't agree with. There's entire lines of topic and stuff where I'm like, who would even like this? It's just never it crossed my mind at any point in my fucking life. No matter any kind of like political shift I've ever had, I've never been one of those guys that was like, I don't like it, so that needs to be banned. That needs to be censored. You shouldn't have that. That shouldn't be allowed. This dude's got to go. It's all fucking wild to me. We in the spirit world, hells. Hey, is anybody else seeing this shit in the comments over here? Granted, it's been a long time since I've really been on YouTube and done like the live stream shit, but these little like fucking Jap symbols or whatever, like it looks like yeah, it looks like fucking like Japanese writing or some shit. Is anybody else seeing that? It's fucking weird, man. They keep changing shit over here. Thrash Metal Wolf 666. What's going on, man? Yeah, telling everybody for the algorithmic purposes. Wearing the mask here. And the original idea was to simultaneously stream here and on Rumble, but Rumble is being a word I can't say on YouTube. So it looks like we're just stuck on YouTube. So we're going to see what we can get away with in terms of music here. A lot of the stuff I had lined up is a bit on the, let's say, could be maybe possibly considered, construed by some as being somewhat slightly maybe sketchy. So we're going to tiptoe around some of that. But it's great to see you all here, man. I recognize a lot of these names in the chat, man. Fucking cool as hell to see you dudes. All right. I mentioned with MG08, I mentioned it kind of sounds like a little bit of Marduk and a little bit of Commandant. I actually have some Commandant here, that fucking debut album. Check out some fucking Storm Legion. whenever the internet loads. Blah. Storm Legion. Hell yeah. Just heard the loudest thunder coming outside. It was probably the Storm Legion. Anyways, yeah, it's also kind of cool that this backdrop thing worked, man. I was kind of wondering how the fuck that was gonna play out. Actually, I gotta say, looks pretty badass. I'm glad I added that to the old live stream things. The fucking the goat penis goats with machine guns. Like, dude, how can you like? How does anybody not like war metal? It just doesn't make any sense to me, man. All right, do have some other shit lined up. Yeah, I'm still trying with the Rumble thing, but it just tells me, trying to stream something went wrong. Please try again later. So I don't know. Yeah, very catchy indeed. Yeah, that album's great. I've heard like bits and pieces of some of the other stuff. We were in talks with those dudes. They're from Chicago, and it's like a five-piece band. And there was a talk about like if we hosted a show down here in Texas, that we could all play together, us and a couple of other bands we were talking to at the time. But it's just like the cost benefit analysis, even to break even, was it ended up not working out. But maybe sometime in the future, I would love to play with those guys. That would be awesome. And if you like that, you've got to love this next band. Obviously, very, very fucking classic in this style of music. And yeah, anyone tired of the double standard of anti-Islam black metal being considered sketch? Yeah, dude, those are long conversations that unfortunately I can't get into too much on this website. But yes, I totally share that sentiment. It is a double standard because there's entire genres that are dedicated to like doing this stuff with with Jesus or whatever. But as soon as it really is like it tells you a lot about metal fans in general. Now, a lot of them are cool. A lot of metal fans don't give a shit. It's really just like a vocal minority within metal. But it shows you kind of like the people who just don't belong. And the people who just don't belong in, extreme metal are people who hold that kind of a standard of like, here's the acceptable parameters that you can make your heavy fuck the world music about. But as soon as you toe outside of that line that we deem acceptable, and by we, I mean, some dorks on Reddit or something are going to decide, oh, well, that was against my morality. And they're basically, like you call them Karens nowadays. They're basically like the Christians in the 80s and 90s who called into the networks to complain about Married with Children and shit. They're basically those people. Anyways. Oh, yeah, don't even get me started on Discogs, dude. Discogs bans like all my favorite bands. All right. When I was talking about classic for this type of music, black metal, we gotta fucking do it, man. That heavy blasting ass black metal. Some fucking Marduk. You know, I'll never forget the first time I heard Marduk. It was that album, Panzer Division. And yeah, just like Anya's saying here, man, Panzer Division Marduk up there with one of the best metal album covers. It's so cool because it's so effective and so fucking simple. It's literally just a tank with like the bullets on the side. And there's some alternate covers and stuff, but all of them just look fucking cool. Like who doesn't like that? And it oozes metal. And of course the tracks, dude. Like the first track I heard is so to this day my favorite Marduk track is "Baptism by Fire." Like as soon as I heard that, you hear the planes doing the dives and they're dog fighting and shit, and it just goes into these crazy fucking blasts. You know, that was one of like the first black metal albums that really made me appreciate black metal. So I've talked about some of this stuff before in past videos and shit. It's when I was getting into extreme metal, a lot of the stuff people would tell me about, like I would go to like see in the early days of like Ultimate Guitar forums and shit. This is like, you know, early 2000s. A lot of the stuff people would say like, "Oh, this is the good stuff," was stuff that I just thought was kind of like, you know, it was more like the downtrodden stuff. And at the time, I was really into thrash and like death metal and shit. So I wanted something with more oomph. And one of the first ones I heard was Panzer Division Marduk, and was just, oh, dude, this is like a whole new world. The only other thing that I would say was really close to that in terms of impact for me was in the early 2000s hearing Black Witchery. And hearing Black Witchery, I didn't know what the fuck war metal was. I didn't know anything about like that sound. But like listening to it, I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like, because it's got like that evil shit that's really common with black metal. And it's got some of that dissonance and shit. But it's so fucking aggressive, I'd never heard any black metal like that. But yeah, Marduk obviously not quote unquote war metal, but just awesome stuff, man. Everything by them that I've heard is fucking great. Even, you know, when they got, you know, the new singers, they have Legion, they have More to Us and all that. Big guilty confession is I don't listen to much thrash. That's fine. I mean, I can see that, especially for people, depending on where you get in. You know, I started with, you know, kind of like classic rock and metal, you know, Sabbath, Priest, you know, Maiden, shit like that. And then got into thrash. I actually kind of, when you think about it, I went through like all the layers of heaviness to get to like heavier shit. But not everybody does that. I mean, some people will get turned on and, you know, like maybe Panzer Division Marduk's the first thing that they hear, like an older brother or something. See, I never had that. I never had the uncle or older brother or anything that, you know, was like, oh, you need to check these dudes out. It was just me just hearing shit. So it just gatewaying myself in. I didn't have that sort of like a influence or whatever, but yeah, there's a ton of shitty black metal out there. That's for sure. I mean, there's tons of shitty everything, but that's one genre, you know, that's, I think I've joked before that it's almost like zombie movies. Like, if you find a good zombie movie, it's awesome, but there's a lot of shit that you have to sift through. Black metal has been hit or miss for me coming from thrash and death metal background. Yeah, it's also if you really get in the sense of like the riffs. So death metal is like the obvious continuation of thrash. So thrash is like, you know, the speed and everything. Death metal takes that and just makes the riffs more evil sounding and is tuned lower and just makes everything sound heavier. You know, the drums, you know, with thrash, you still got almost like a little bit of like a punk beat to it. But then you have some of that starts blending into like blasts and shit. And so, yeah. I can totally see that. And also just in terms of riffs too. All right. Now is the point where we're going to have to start skipping around a little bit. I don't know what I can get away with since Rumble is still being a POS. Oh man, I really wanted to play the new Einsatzgruppen from that new split and the new Stallnacht from that new split. I really wanted to play that, but I don't know if they're gonna let me get away with that. Let's play some Instill though. I'm wearing a fucking Instill shirt. Let's do that. Oh yeah, man. Fucking love that album. Dominaz and Operation Winterstorm. Those albums are fucking great. I do have something brand new here that I had just heard a few days ago, and I found it to be like catchy as fuck. It's from this channel. We'll call it, was it Misanthropic Necroblasphemy Tapes? What a great name for a channel. Now, there's not a whole lot on the channel. I don't know if you guys have heard this band. In fact, I couldn't even find this particular band on Metal Archives. So let me know what you guys think. I don't think, I'm just trying to look and trying to remember if there's any imagery that could get us in trouble. I don't think that there is. Check it out. Ooh, just a second. All right, yeah, trying something new to see if I can get the Rumble thing going. Yeah, I actually really like that track. I'm glad I clicked on it. I totally did it just because I thought that album, like the thing looked fucking cool. Burdock, do you stream on any other platforms? Yeah, since I started this thing, I've been trying to simultaneously stream on my Rumble channel, and I might have just fixed it. The song ended right when I was typing in some of the stuff. But I'm trying it. I've streamed on Rumble before. I've never done the simultaneous stream. This channel is, newer. The old one uh, got got a little yeeted, got a little nuked, So trying to tiptoe around that. What I was originally planning on doing was starting this stream here, and I was going to simultaneously stream here and on the Rumble channel. But I have a lot of stuff that's a little like not exactly safe for YouTube, so I was going to switch over and do just that on Rumble. But I think we'll be able to dance around this tonight since I'm having problems getting that stream working. Let's see. Yeah, when I'm playing the song, I'll try to get that working again. Okay, to bounce around over here, some of this stuff looks like I'm looking at the album covers, and I might not be able to get away with that on YouTube. But this is totally the same. And if you guys have not checked this band out, this band is fantastic. It, again, falls in the probably not on Discogs, probably not on Bandcamp territory. This band is fucking stellar. Got this album on CD. I think I don't know. I think maybe you can get this at Hell's Headbangers. Not entirely sure. Totally Vernichtung. Fantastic stuff, man. Yeah, man, that whole album is like that, just catchy as fuck. I'm trying different things on the to try to get the Rumble thing going. So if it loses connection here, you're telling me in the chat that it's not. I hope it's not. Hope it's not fucking with this with YouTube at all. I'm just trying to get the Rumble going. Yeah, that album is, oh my god, so good. I listened to some of the early demo stuff, and the early demo stuff I wasn't crazy about at all. It sounds like a totally different band, at least the stuff that I heard. But that album, fantastic. What else can I play and get away with here? I think maybe we can play some. Maybe we can play some Capricornus. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do that Einstein grouping on here, fellas. I don't know if they're gonna like that. Don't know if the YouTube is gonna let me get away with that. I do have some Mexican stuff. Just going around looking. What I can do here. I could probably get away with some Kivum. Think we can do some Kivum? Think we can get away with that? Let's try some. Or should we do that? We'll do some Kivum. Fuck it. Hell yeah, Kaivum. Man, I love that fucking demo. That to me, like some of the other albums are cool. The Nature album's cool. Culture album's cool, but that first demo is to me the best. But like a real close second is that newest album called Ultra. It'll have like a you'll see it like it has like a bald guy on the cover, but it's like a painting. That album is fucking great. And I'll tell you one that I'm gonna have to add. Let me look it up real quick. I'm gonna have to add to tonight's stream. It's a band that a bunch of those members are in called it's Nordfred, I believe is how you pronounce it. And oh, don't start playing. Don't get ahead of us. I want to add that to tonight's playlist because I can't play some of the stuff I want to play. I guess this is also another band that you could get you in trouble, but we don't really care. I think there's nothing in terms of imagery that'll get us in trouble with it. But I have to play this too. This song is so fucking good, and it's the band that a bunch of those guys are in. So what are we talking about here? Yeah, Conquer and Revenge. Like again, I'm not shitting on Revenge. I do like Revenge. It's just man, like I think one of the reasons I like Conqueror so much is because it was such a limited discography. You know, Antichrist Superiority and then War Cult Supremacy is like basically the catalog. And just that kind of bite-sized thing for that style of music is like I get it. But with Revenge, what are they pushing, like 10 albums? And it's not even that they're bad. It's just, I don't know, for that kind of music, I just don't know that I really need it. And especially after Triumph, Genocide, Antichrist. I have a few others than that. I have, they're all like 3 name things. The one with Downfall in it. I'm trying to remember the name of the album off the top of my head. Anyways, yeah, it's good shit. It's just, you know, I don't need like a whole fuckload of it. Anyways, check this out, man. This is Nordvred. This is Slaves of the Conqueror. Motherfucker. Yeah, sorry about that. Was sipping my drink. Yeah, it's great stuff. I was saying the only thing that sucks about like the bands like this, especially the ones like this that are not allowed on Discogs, banned from Bandcamp, all that. The thing that sucks is like if you live here in the U.S. and you have like these fantastic fucking European bands, sometimes it is real slim pickings on getting your hands on some of the albums. So, uh, with Kaivum, because that's the related band to this, you can get them on some of their stuff on vinyl, but I have basically completely dropped out of buying vinyl just because it takes up so much fucking room. So I want to get everything on CD, and those are hard to find, man. And then if you do find them, you'll find like bootleg versions or something. But is there, this is a great question that I would have for the audience here that listens to this sort of shit. Is there like an alternative to Discogs where you can like where they're not like ban happy? You know what I mean? Like where they aren't just like banning everything that's not, you know, basically interesting. That's like pushing the envelope or whatever. CDs are just the superior format. I agree. I love CDs. They're so versatile. I can listen to them in the car. I can rip the music and put it on my computer. It's portable. It doesn't take up a whole lot of room. I like vinyl, but I just kind of over it, man. Anyways, if there's alternatives to that, maybe somebody might even watch this later. Yeah, definitely let me know because I would love to find something. It seems like there would be a good market for that in the underground metal world. Let's do some. I'm gonna do a few more tracks and call it quits here because I can't even play a lot of this shit. So probably not. You got to stick to eBay, which sucks. Yeah, I've actually found a lot of good shit on eBay, but even that can be slim pickings. Let's do some Gestapo. I can't say that word. I just realized I am not on Rumble. We'll call it Gestapo. We'll call it that. 666 with martial law. Oh yeah, that's a great fucking track. All right, yeah, I guess so. Because Rumble's not going to work on this thing. I do appreciate everybody showing up. I'm going to do one more track here and call it on this thing. I do plan on doing more of these in the future, but I guess I'm just going to have to do a little bit more test running on the simultaneous streaming. Because as cool as YouTube is, and the eyeballs are here, we got to drag these people over to fucking somewhere that actually will let people play bands and talk about bands and music and shit that's actually like, all of metal is pretty interesting. There's a lot of extreme metal you can do here, but the fact that we let like the biggest losers in society decide what we can and can't talk about as metal fans is just, it's outrageous to me, and it's unacceptable. All right, Drucifer Lives will not accept that. Not to be confused with that other fella that doesn't wear a mask. That's totally not. I'm totally not that guy. So we'll do one more here. This band, really badass, actually just got this fucking album in. You can get some of this stuff through Hell's Headbangers. I had a shipment just came in before the show started here tonight, and I got an album of theirs. I'm trying to get one of the other ones. I don't remember what it's called because all the titles are in like Czechoslovakian or whatever the fuck. But the band is Triumph Genus. Those of you in the chat might be familiar with them. The music is fucking great. It's just all of it is in like, I believe they're from Czechoslovakia, I believe. Deicide Billing the Christian has been scrubbed off YouTube. Oh, has it really? Oh my god. Wow. Hell's Headbangers is such a savior. Yeah, I mean, I wish they had even more stuff on it, but dude, it's for the selection you're getting, the quick shipping, the cost, and everything like that. Hell's Headbangers is fantastic, dude. People can say whatever they want to about, whatever. Those dudes actually will tell a lot of these cancel culture guys to fuck off. It doesn't matter if you agree with like Justin Horville's opinions on things. Plenty of them I do agree with, and then there's a bunch of other stuff I'm like, whatever. But dude, like anybody who's like standing up to those mobs, like that earns them a bit of respect. And in my book, if nothing else, besides the fact that the service is good, you get confirmation emails. There's been times I've ordered from them before, and there's been like a fuck up, and they immediately correct it. Just awesome service, man. And those dudes are like true blue metalheads. Like no complaints on my end. I wish I caught the DMR limited repressing. Yeah, I almost added that, but what I found was what I found on here, the track I wanted, it wasn't a solo track on here. It was like in the midst of an EP or an album or whatever. But yeah, that's some good shit. Anyways, I'm gonna play some Triumph Genus here. Again, your guess is as good as mine on what the fucking song title is. But check this out. Boom, boom, boom. And there it is, fellas. Thanks a lot for coming out. It has been fun. I want to try to get these kinks worked out. For everybody that's still here, do you guys have a Rumble? Are you familiar with Rumble? Have you ever been over to Rumble? I might try the Kick thing. I have no idea what to expect. I've never even watched anything on Kick. I just know of it. But maybe I could do that. Something might be going on with the simultaneous streaming thing. I mean, that could also be the deal. Yeah, I've used it a few times. I mean, I can look into the Kick thing. Though I do think I can get the Rumble working, but maybe, fuck, man, maybe I'll. If Kick isn't bad about banning, it's super right wing Christian. What is? Kick is? Oh god, they're not gonna like the fucking goat heads, that's for sure. God damn, can we not strike a fucking balance? I've used it for the political and religious content. Huh. I just never received notifications for it though. Yeah, there's some of that stuff. It's super right wing. You're talking about Rumble. Well, Rumble's it's like here's the thing. It's like it's free speech. Yeah, it is like it's definitely right wing because mainly because it started when everybody was getting kicked off of YouTube, especially back in the. Can we even say? Can we say what the pandemic was a few years ago? Can you even say that on YouTube? But that's when everybody was getting kicked off. I remember I was making videos unrelated to music that was related to some of that stuff, and they were shutting down my videos even, and I had like a tiny channel at the time, and so that's when I started using that and like BitChute, and I don't know if anybody uses BitChute anymore, especially for streaming. I don't even know if they. I'm assuming they do live streams over there, but I hate how terrible the UI looks on BitChute, dude. BitChute, seriously, like when I first found BitChute, this is probably around like I don't know, man, like maybe 2013 maybe, and BitChute has not changed at all. Like that, the entire layout, how crappy it looks. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe there's not money in it or whatever. But yeah, a lot of it. The reason people started doing Rumble is Rumble was like a free speech alternative to YouTube, and that's one of the reasons it became so. Like there's so much right wing shit that goes on over there. If you school, if you can use it, it's just a wasteland of bullshit on there. Yeah, that goes for a lot of those. I mean, but then again, when you think about it, that goes for YouTube as well. It's just the interface. Like YouTube is very user friendly, and just in terms of like setting these things up, and kind of like it's a one stop shop. Everything's on here. You can find how to fix your car. You can listen to metal live streams. You can find politics. All that sort of shit. Thoughts on Odyssey? I've been familiar with Odyssey for years. My understanding was like even most of the more controversial streamers or whatever don't even use it. I thought it was kind of like a dead format. I check it out every once in a while. I'm not against using it. It's just if you're going to set up something there and try to, grow a channel, it's like where's the best place to do it? I already have another Dr3wcifer channel on Rumble, and that's what I was going to be streaming to over there. I got a few hundred subs over there, so. I started that whenever things looked like it might get dicey here on YouTube, and then of course things did get dicey here on YouTube. What's your least favorite genres? Least favorite genres? Any of that? Probably slam. Any of that shit that I don't even know exactly what you call it. That shit like Whitechapel and stuff. I know that's technically metal, but it's like, oh man, I'm trying to remember. We went to a Mayhem Fest one year, and because I wanted to see, I think it was like Slayer and King Diamond, and I was like, oh, King Diamond, like, cool, I love King Diamond. Wanted to see that, and we went to the side stage, and Cannibal Corpse played, and like Cannibal Corpse is great. I'd already seen them a couple of times, And then we watch them play, but after Cannibal, another band plays, and it's fucking Whitechapel. And I sat here and watched all these fucking posers do like stand there like fucking zombies, bored out of their mind when Cannibal Corpse is playing their set. And then as soon as Cannibal Corpse is done, now these you know what's come out and they start doing that all that shit, and then all the kiddos go crazy. So I'm like, dude, really? Like it's that kind of music, all the guys look the same. They all have that same kind of fucking like that low haircut, and they all got the ear gauges and shit. And it's just, oh my god, dude, that's to me that's abysmal because it's like it's so big. There's probably other genres that are smaller that I would hate listening to more, but that stuff, any of that stuff that has that kind of like it's to me it's like wigger metal is what it comes off to me. It's like who are the people that listen to it? It's so the core elements of it are so like anti-metal. It's almost like somebody got a little more aggressive with their Limp Bizkit influence or something. It's like in that vein. I expect like the backwards Yankee hat and all that sort of shit. That's awful. Is least favorite and far of genres that I actually still respect and enjoy. Least favorite, I don't know, man. We were talking about like black metal bands and there being a lot of shitty black metal bands. Dude, thrash has a lot of like really shitty bands, and I love thrash, but dude, thrash is for every good band. There's like 30. Let's recreate fucking Overkill, or let's try to sound like Testament. There's all those bands, and a lot of times when you go and like play local shows, they'll throw one of those bands on there where it's like 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds or whatever, and they all got like the mop top, they got the skinny jeans and the high top Reeboks, and that sort of thrash to me is like, I guess that's cool when you're a teenager, but like for me, I got kind of like into thrash and immediately, well, within a few years was into death metal. It was pretty fucking quick for me. Once I discovered Slayer, like I liked Megadeth, early Metallica and shit. Not knocking it, I still like that stuff. But once I found Slayer, it was like, you just kind of like, no, this is the shit. And then you find like Show No Mercy, Hell Awaits, Rain and Blood and all that. And then it's like right into death metal. And most of the thrash that I would go back and listen to is shit like Master, Morbid Saint, even like Whiplash, Power and Pain, that sort of shit. So, yeah, there's a lot of really bad thrash bands, man. A lot of like seventh generation, let's sound like it's 1986 thrash bands. Dude, I fucking hate that type of metal. I know a cringy dude who only likes terrible bands like Ghost and Falling in Reverse. I know those names. Ghost is more like the shit that I've listened to is I'm like, how is this even? I don't even consider that metal. Falling in Reverse, I only know of that from watching some other channels where they've made fun of that guy. But it just that name, it really is like a cue. If the band's name is a phrase like that, it probably sucks. Probably sucks. If it's As I Lay Dying or fucking, I'm trying to think of some of the other ones. As Heaven Burns, like that sort of shit. Um, you know, Swimming with Dolphins on Saturday. Like when you hear names like that for bands, you're like, all right, dude, I'm out. I'm good. I like some breakdowns, but when a song is mostly breakdowns, it's so boring. That's the thing is with that genre, is it's almost like every song is just a breakdown. I like breakdowns too. Like I'm a big war metal guy. I love the blast. I love the fucking full on like aggression. But I also like it when you get that full on aggression and then it'll kind of just like drop off and it'll groove for a bit and then get right back into the aggression. To me, that makes the music heavier. It complements the music. But when everything is a dun 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 dun. And here was another big thing back in the day. I was looking to see if I had a guitar. I do this every once in a while at band practice to fuck with the guys. Back in like the early 2000s, around like the MySpace era, that's when those like emo screamo bands were out. And I would go to these guitar things and like we would do like guitar offs, like who could out shred or whatever. But they're all playing this like metalcore crap, so none of them are shredders anyways. And I would just be playing some major scale shit and stuff like that. But all those guys have like the Jackson, and they have it drop tuned where they're going dum 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 dum, where they're doing like those dissonant chords. It's not a unison bend, it's like an offset unison bend. And that would be like all those dudes would ever play. And I'm like, dude, it's the same fucking thing all the time. This is boring as shit. Morning High is the poster child. See, I don't know Morning High. But yeah, Pizza Thrash is the perfect way to put it when I'm talking about those thrash bands. there's a lot of those like party like cowabunga bro, and they like flip up the cap like they're suicidal tendencies or whatever. Oy. Masked Man, any new Iron Casket coming out? New Infuriator sounds great. Thank you. The new Infuriator album is being mixed and mastered. We actually just got uh, our first set of tracks back, so we're making our notes or whatever and sending it back to the guy. But yeah, that's going to be done real quick. That album is going to be called Atrocity Proliferation. I don't know if I can. Let me see if I can pull up an image of the album cover here on the OBS. Perfect. That's our album cover. Atrocity Proliferation. So that thing will, we get that. We want to get shirts made. Obviously, we're going to get physical copies. We get physical copies of everything made. No cassette for this one because I usually have to press the cassettes myself here in house. At least right now, maybe down the road if there was more demand for it. But I'll tell you one thing, man. People buy the fuck out of the cassettes. I'll press them here and do everything in house. And people do buy the cassettes like fucking crazy. It's just like I have to press them all by hand because we don't outsource anything here. I just use like blank tapes and fucking get everything done in house. So yeah, that's the new Infuriator. That's 10 brand new tracks coming out. We've done I posted a couple of live videos from our recent show. There's a track called Burn the Red Banner. We have a live version of that you can watch a video of. And we have From the Skulls of Vanquished Foes. That's another track on there. But yeah, I'll just leave this up here. I'll answer more questions and stuff. It's really cool to talk to you guys. I know it's been a while. Some of you guys are definitely like the old schoolers from that other guy's old channel. New Iron Casket. I have stuff I was working on. I was going to do a split with, going to do a future split release with a label from Germany. Now that's kind of fallen out, and I have like the track, so I'm probably going to do that. But I'm also finishing the 1861. It's another side project I've been doing. It's all Civil War themed. It's kind of like Iron Casket, but with more like melody to it. In fact, I guess I could play a track if you guys want to hear a track. It is up on YouTube. 1861. See, I got Triumph in Manassas and Carnage at Shiloh. Those are two tracks that are up right now. And yeah, it's all cool. It's done basically like Iron Casket. It's just me, the drum machine. But it's got like the kind of like the war metal sound to it, but it's got more like, melodies and shit. I wanted to do something a little bit different. But maybe I'll play that. Let's see here. So Iron Casket, we have to wait on that. People get mad when you say Sleep Token. It's not metal. Our drummer let us listen to Sleep Token the other day. And granted, it was one track. How much can you really judge off of one track a guy's playing off of his phone? But yeah, it's kind of about what I thought it was. I see the type of people who wear the Sleep Token shirts, and I'm like, yeah, probably won't like this. Stuff like new metal is such a bad middle ground of metal and rock. If I don't want to go full extreme and listen to rock, I don't need an awkward middle ground. Yeah, I understand that. I mean, there's stuff that I listen to that's like really soft metal, but usually the stuff that I listen to like that is stuff I got into like really early on. Like I'm always going to be a fan of like early Black Label Society just because that was my gateway band into metal. Yeah, I was into Sabbath and Zeppelin and stuff like that, and I remember getting a guitar magazine. I actually have the magazine framed over here. This was back in like 2003. I was like 16, and my mom got me subscriptions to guitar magazines, and I got that one and ended up checking them out, and through that I got into like actual like shred playing. So stuff like that gateways you in. I totally understand why people have a soft spot for that. Ghost is edgy indie rock. To me, it just the guys had to look similar to Merciful Fate, but it sounded like butt rock to me. It just sounded like kind of like pop rock, I wouldn't even say butt rock. Butt rock is more like I guess Five Finger Death Punch or something, but sick badass. Love the analog sound. Yeah, man. Hopefully everybody likes the new Infuriator shit. I can play some of this 1861 if anybody wants to hear it. If not, we can call it a night. It's all good. I will definitely play some of this Infuriator when we get stuff that's like finalized. But it'll be up on, it'll be up to buy. The CDs will be on Bandcamp. We're not banned from Bandcamp, at least not yet. but it'll also be up streaming. You know, we put it through what was it, fucking DistroKid, so it puts it on like Apple Music and iTunes, all this shit that I don't even use, man. I listen to CDs and I download MP3s. I don't have Spotify or any of that stuff. So the first BLS album is their best. Pride and Glory isn't bad either. Yeah, I like some of that stuff. The first track I ever heard was off the first BLS album. It was the track "Hey You," and when I heard the guitar solo, like you gotta realize, man, in the early 2000s, somebody that wasn't into metal, I was listening to like pop punk was the big thing, and nobody played guitar solos. So when you hear like a Zach Wild guitar solo and you've never heard anything like that before, you're like, holy shit! Like a guitar can do that. It's fucking crazy. But what I'll probably do is I will, if I do another live stream, I'll play some of these tracks. I gotta try to get this shit situation, if I can talk with the fucking mask on, situated for this dual stream thing. But yeah, I'm super grateful everybody that came out, man. I'm trying to be kind of like as safe as I can with this channel to still have a little bit of an outlet and just still like gateway people to do maybe some live streams and even videos on other platforms and shit like that. So I totally understand, man. Everybody loves their YouTube just because it's so easy, it's so convenient. Everything's right here. All your other guys that you guys like, and then all the tracks from the bands that you like, all that shit's on here. So I totally get it, man. It's not like any hard feelings or anything like that. But I just got to find ways that if I'm going to stay here, that I can kind of tiptoe around the edge a little bit. And I don't like that. I don't like tiptoeing around the edge. I don't like self-censoring. And I really don't like if I'm doing live streams, I can't play half the fucking music I want to play because, you know, some loser should... Some loser sitting in some room somewhere with an internet connection that's pissed off at life, can take it out on the rest of us. So let's see. You should do more videos on rating and ranking albums, stuff in that nature. Yeah, but it's also you could do that here, but a lot of that is it's really tight knit. Like, because to do the things, I could always do it on like the albums everybody does. I'd be like, "What's your favorite Slayer album?" In fact, I think I'd done that like years ago. Or, who's better? Do you like Megadeth, or are you more of a Metallica guy? Like, I could do that sort of content. Like, that stuff's easy to do on YouTube. But I want to do something different. I want to talk about bands that other people, I don't hear other people talking about these bands, probably because they get banned when they talk about them. So, yeah, the rating and ranking and stuff like that, like that stuff's cool. But to me, I like to just like, here's a fucking album. Like check this band out if you guys heard these guys. I think that's to me is a little bit, just from a personal level, a little bit more interesting. Mr. Metalhead says Carnage at Shiloh is absolutely killer. Listen to it a bunch of times after you post it. Awesome, man. Thank you. Yeah, that's gonna be. I've got two more tracks, so I think all in all, that's probably gonna be six tracks. Um, 6 tracks on that thing, so it's gonna be like an EP, and I'm just gonna self-release it whenever that thing's totally done. So stay tuned for that. I will let y'all know. Thrash Metal Wolf 666. The only thing that sucks is that all of those Drew streams and videos are gone. Yeah, I do have the videos. The videos are for the most part still saved here. As far as the live streams, yeah, those are gone. So all that old content. Yeah, I would like to slowly get some of that back up. Some of it is up on the Rumble, but the Rumble channel is like half like my political shit and then like half like the music related stuff. Like I still will occasionally do like some of the band stuff, but a lot of it is just kind of a hodgepodge because I'm already over there. I'm able to talk about anything, so it ends up becoming a blend. Whereas the Drucifer channel on YouTube was obviously just straight music because yeah, like dude, you can't do anything even close to my politics. You can't do here. So yeah, we'll try to work something out in the future. I do still have the videos, at least if I can make a backup channel or something. But yeah, I don't want to put it all up and just get nixed again. So that's that. Anyways, guys, thanks for coming out, man. I'll try to do another one of these whenever I get some time. Hopefully, I can figure out the dual streaming thing. And will you still do the what I hate about Extra Honor? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I have to go back over and see what I've already said. But yeah, see stuff like that. I want to just like if you're gonna do it, I want to do something a little bit different. Like I can come on here and I can find like 5,000 channels that are just like, this is Iron Maiden's Power Slave. I like this album. I want to get away from that. Like to me, it's kind of like I don't know. It's boring. So I don't know. Gonna try to figure something out. But in the meantime, man, thanks for being patient, everybody. And that's all I got. I will see you sons of bitches in the next one. Let's see, do I have an outro? I think I do have an outro. All right, before it plays. Later, y'all.